So, the 2024 edition of the reading order of my books. I generally do not recommend publication order. Why is this? Well, that's because I feel like my first book, Elantris, is actually one of my weaker novels. Still, I hope that you will someday read it. I do think it holds up moderately well, but it's not up to the caliber of what I write right now. In fact, if you know nothing about my career, you might find it interesting that Elantris was my 6th written book, the first published. Mistborn, which was my next published book, my 2nd published book, was actually my 14th novel. Took a long time in there after I wrote Elantris to finally get a publisher and get things going. So I grew a lot in that time. So I recommend, if you're planning to read the entirety of my work, that you pick one of several starting points and you read through that series and then jump to another series. So I would recommend, if you're just coming into this blind and you're like, Sanderson, give me something to read. I would say read the original Mistborn trilogy, Mistborn 1, 2, and 3. Then I would jump and I would read Warbreaker. Then I would jump and I would read another of the standalones, probably Tress of the Emerald Sea. From there, I would jump and I would start into the Stormlight archive. And I don't know if I would read straight through the Stormlight archive. Each of those books are enormous. I might take breaks with the Wax and Wane series or the other standalones such as Elantris or Yumi and the Nightmare Painter and read those. I do intend for people to read Dawnshard and Edge Dancer in the middle of the Stormlight archive. So Edge Dancer, I would read after book 2. Dawnshard, I would read after book 3. And The Sunlit Man, I would read after book 4. That's a standalone novel. It is intended to be read before you read Stormlight 5, which by the time you're watching this should only be a few months away, winter of 2024. Where would I then add the short stories in? The rest, it doesn't matter that much. You can splice in Sixth of the Dusk, Shadows for Silence in the Forest of Hell, basically wherever you feel like they're appropriate and you want something a little shorter. They're collected in the volume Arcanum Unbounded. Otherwise, I do have things that are not in the Cosmere. If you're new to my work, the Cosmere is my setting for epic fantasy stories, and the non-Cosmere books are anything that I feel writing about that involves Earth in some way. The best selling of these and the best received is the Skyward Series, which Skyward is 4 novels, Skyward, Starsight, Cytonic, and Defiant, which I recommend that if you're wanting something a little more science fiction-y, I would read those before I read Steelheart. I think the Skyward Series is just a little stronger than the Steelheart series, which is a trilogy. Other non-Cosmere works I have are the Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England, a comedic historical story about a man who gets teleported into medieval England and has a very, very poorly worded and poorly designed handbook for trying to survive back then. Also is Legion, my detective stories. This is a sequence of 3 novellas. They're collected in a novel form, though it really is 3 novellas, so it's a collection. I would recommend those if you're wanting something just a little bit different.